Hey ladies and gentlemen, I got another video for you today. It's EMT pro trans lady is talking about what is a woman to Matt Wolf.
How would you define a woman? Because you've asked other people up here to define how we would define a woman. How would you define a woman, Mr. Walsh?
An adult human female.
And how doesn't a transgender woman fit that definition?
Why would you say that?
Fix it.
Why would you say that?
Because they're not female. They have. You said that you are a biological male, correct?
I said I'm transgender. I might be intersex for all we know. About almost as many people in the world are transgender as intersex, and
Well-
a lot of people don't know.
Well, but that's a different conversation. Intersex, that's a genetic anomaly. That's a medical condition. So that's a completely different conversation. That's also not a third gender. That's a genetic anomaly that occurs within the sex binary of male and female.
And you have to be very careful about this because that's how they get you to talk about something that you don't want to defend, but they want to use an exception to prove a point that anecdotally they might have seen or feel about themselves, but then suddenly they're not talking about that, and then suddenly you lost the battle.
So what you're saying is that a quote-unquote trans woman is a female.
By the definitions I'm familiar with, yes.
So how would you define female?
Through my training in healthcare, there are several different categories for how we define sex. People bring up chromosomes. People also bring up hormone levels. People bring up...
Let me just mention this. You can do your research about intersex, but as you can see right here, it's only 0.07 or maybe less 0.05% that is intersex. If you have to be honest, most people don't even recognize intersex. A lot of people actually try to use that to prove a point. And I'm like, yo, I mean, it is just very blurry that you want to use that to help people identify in a specific way, which I don't mind. But you were talking about this around kids. If it's so blurry that even expert cannot even define it correctly, why the heck would I trust you?
all sorts of other categories. Lots of people don't fit neatly into a gender binary, even people we don't consider to be intersex. It's a complicated spectrum.
Told you, answering a question without the answer.
It's not complicated, but you also didn't define. So what is a woman? What is a female? What do these words mean?
It's complicated, and I know you're not going to like that answer, but that's because there are no simple answers in human biology.
Let me ask you a question.
You guys,
Can I ask you one last
hang
question?
on. Just let me finish. You guys like to bring up high school level biology classes a lot. I get that a lot, but people who go on to more complicated biology classes will talk about sex as a spectrum.
It's not.
It's like me being in a relationship. I disagree with my wife and I'm like, hey man, I don't do high school marriage. It's complicated. It's not as simple as you think.
Well, biological researchers would disagree with you.
Well, and they're full of shit, the ones that would say that. There are male gametes and female gametes. Oh, I had one last question. I just had one quick. Can you come back for 1 second? Because this is an important question. You said you're an EMT.
Yes.
Okay, if you're responding to a health emergency. Biological male, somebody with a penis, is having a medical emergency, and they say to you, "I think I'm having a miscarriage." Would you check them to see if they're having a miscarriage? Would you consider that a possibility for them?
That's a good question. Uh-oh.
No. But that's because some people...
Oh man.
No, but that's because some people don't have body parts.
What?
Doesn't mean they're not a woman.
Okay. Sounds like we've established there are some people who in principle can get pregnant And there are some people who can't.
And I know for sure that she, to be respectful, is going to say, well, there are ladies that cannot get pregnant.
So there's two categories, otherwise known as binary.
Lots of women can't get pregnant either.
What did I tell you?
Yeah, but they're still of the nature to get pregnant. The only
But
reason...
they can't get pregnant.
Yes, but
Truth matters, right?
It does. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Truth matters, and they can't get pregnant. That's the truth. So how are they still women?
Because they are... For the same reason that I can rightly say that human beings have two legs. And if a person is born with only one leg, that doesn't call into question the statement that human beings have two legs. Okay?
That's a very good point. I'm gonna use that too.
Okay. A person being born with one leg doesn't mean that now legs are on a spectrum.
Correct.
And we can't say anything at all about how many legs a person has. Who knows? They could be a centipede. You know, they could have 100 legs. No, we know human beings have two legs. If a human is born without two legs, something went wrong. They were supposed to have that second leg. Something went wrong. If you meet a person on the street who only has one leg, maybe they had an accident. Maybe they were in war. Maybe something, maybe they were in a car accident. Maybe they had cancer. A leg was cut off. But you know that something went wrong because by their nature, they're supposed to have two legs. Same thing for a woman. A woman by her nature can get pregnant. A man by his nature never can. So if you meet a woman of childbearing age, say she's 28 years old, and she can't get pregnant, you know automatically that something has gone wrong. And she can go to the doctor and find out what that thing is, even if they can't fix it. So that proves that women by their nature can get pregnant because the simple fact that she can't shows you that there's something wrong. This is what is known as the exception that proves the rule. Whereas if a male with a penis can't get pregnant, no doctor on earth is going to run tests to see what's wrong with him. Because they already know it's that he's a male, and there's only male and female, those who can get pregnant and those who can't.
This f***ing guy.
Look, man, it's just this delusion. I can understand it and I can go along with it, but I don't think the mental issue has to be so affirming that you're comfortable there. While you call people out like, hey, you're the enemy, and the moment I speak a specific word, a misgender or whatever, you include me with the enemy when I'm your ally. It feels very weird. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. Like, share, hit the bell notification, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Convida-me a tua iniciativa, padrei ku indica e também que sum sativa. Te ainda não quer aceitar com esta medicina. Bob di nang di eta causa rebeldia.